I was talking to the director before we came out here. There is an interest in moving the headquarters of NASA right here to Kennedy Space Center, and I'm supportive of that. They have this massive building in Washington, D.C., and like nobody goes to it, so why not just shutter it and move everybody down here? I think they're planning on spending like $500 million to build a new building up in D.C. that no one will ever go to either. So hopefully with the new administration coming in, they'll see a great opportunity to just headquarter NASA here on the Space Coast of Florida. I think that'd be very, very fitting. But we have an opportunity, of course, to bring down more federal resources. We also have an ability to fuel innovative research initiatives and allow for the development of national space policy right here in the Sunshine State. So the possibilities are significant with this memorandum of understanding.
That these fact checkers brought this on themselves. They beclowned themselves. They're not fact checkers. They're partisan sledgehammers. They're partisan assassins. They're not checking any facts. They exist. They exist not to check facts. They exist to try to screw Republicans. Let's be honest. That is what they have become. And Facebook had entered into this situation where these people were effectively making things up to try to tilt the narrative in this country on a lot of different issues. He was right to get out of this. And he is also right to follow the X model of community notes. You're going to get far better fact-checking, far better information by crowdsourcing this the way Elon Musk has done it. It's going to be a lot more fair. It's going to be a lot more fair than it has been because the fact-checkers were ridiculous.
I don't have any
misinformation zones and zones of hate.
I don't disagree with you about the danger of outright misinformation or even hate. I am concerned about who and what kind of people get to set those boundaries. And what conservatives have become concerned about over the years is that full institutional control of information distribution hubs seems to have been on the left. And now the liberals are howling about what Zuckerberg has done today because, there's been a bit of a bounce back or a pullback from the left having full control of the boundaries of the discourse. I'm in agreement with you that misinformation and blatant disinformation is bad. But you have to admit, some of the things that we were told was mis and disinformation over the years turned out not to be, and you got in big trouble if you decided to go outside those boundaries when the institutional elites were telling you to stop or worse to you.
Out of the box, he's trying to engage, and he's putting the United States in a position of global leadership. So when you look at it historically, there's a lot of things he is saying is very, very accurate historically, and it makes a lot of sense internationally what it looks like for the future. When it comes to Panama, I was an assault brigade commander during Just Cause, the invasion of Panama. We actually did take the Panama Canal back in the late 80s during Operation Just Cause, and 3 weeks later we gave it back to them. So we've taken it before. It's happened before. And I think his point about the Chinese running the canal is a good point because over 70% of the commerce that goes through the Panama Canal is in fact American. So it is in our vital interest, in our vital national interest, that canal stays sovereign.